worked as a Department of Corrections Korea resident psychiatric residency last year of residency at Napa State Hospital. After finishing that, I was at the CMC East San Luis Obispo for 2 years in correctional institution there. Then I was promoted to senior psychiatrist in charge of research and training at the Vacaville Medical Facility, which is again, at that time was one of the premium psychiatric correctional institution in the nation. Then I developed a affiliation with the medical school with Department of Corrections. So the medical students as well as the psychiatric resident went through the Vacaville prison. And then I developed what they call the Korea Psychiatric Residency Program. This was one way to recruit the psychiatrists in prison setting, also retain the psychiatrists. I was there for about 20 years as a chief psychiatrist as well as the chief of medical professional education, including I served even acting medical director of the Department of Corrections, All State, for a few months. I enjoyed forensic and the criminals, working with the criminal because I worked with the underdog, victimized people, as well as the predators. I had famous prisoners, including Charles Manson, Sohan, who killed Kennedy, Juan Corona, who was a mass murderer who buried 33 farmers. Also, at that time, there was a Harvard professor, LSD guru, limited theory. So I hired him as my research assistant for 3 years. When Reagan became a governor, the first thing he cut the budget was that mental health budget. Then eventually, Vacaville, which was a treatment center for the prisoners, lost its budget, but also the Department of Corrections changed its policy from rehabilitation model into the punishment model. Over a period of years, it gradually became a prison, no longer rehabilitation, but prison. So I left the Vacaville Medical Facility and I went on to Parole Outpatient Clinic in Sacramento as a senior psychiatrist. So altogether, I served 32 years.
So we moved to Davis. That was 1969. And then we joined the Davis Community Presbyterian Church right away, following Sunday. And then we both of us served as elders there. And then also Luke joined the UCD Medical School as a clinical faculty. I took Head Start position, Yolo County Head Start program. So I was able to teach parents, children, and also staff. So that was really enjoyable. I had so much fun. One day, our church friend who was an elder, he was a high school vice principal. He said, "Grace, would you like to teach at the high school? You taught at the preschool for a long time, and we need a teacher right now." So lots of people interviewed me, principal and some teachers and the superintendent and the board of education members. Lots of people were interviewing. And somehow there were so many applicants. So I thought, my English is not very good. Still, I'm using broken English. I don't think they will choose me. So I came home. Then a few days later, he called me and said, "Congratulations, Grace." I thought, "Oh." And he said, "You got in." Suddenly became high school teacher. Then I just loved that. I really enjoyed high school. So I taught there for 24 years.
I was also affiliated with the UC Davis Medical School. So I was for 10 years a full clinical professor level, last 10 years. During that time, medical school, I set up the training program in cultural psychiatry. I met some resistance initially because it was still not quite, department and the whole nation was not quite ready for the diversity issues. The new department of psychiatry chairman, Dr. Bob Hale, came on board. There was an increase of the staff of the faculty staff of the minority psychiatrists, especially Asian Pacific. Then it took off to the national prominence. So we received the national award and recognitions.
I don't know why people say the teenagers are difficult. I didn't think that way, because I just wanted to listen to them, understand their feeling. I had the question box in my class, so they can put any question without writing their name anytime. So always that the question box was full. They don't hesitate to ask those questions. Some students ask in the classroom, but some of them are too shy to do that, so they put in the question box. So at the beginning of the class, usually I just dump them all. I read each of them, and I asked their ideas, how they feel about this question. Then after that, I gave them my feeling. And the students' evaluation paper usually said that is the best time to discuss about their questions. I was able to develop many new extracurricular activities for teachers and for students, for the district-wide, like a human relations committee, understand the diversity, other culture, and also how to be more inclusive, not just the best students, but everybody equally. I continue to do all the church work, national level, General Assembly level, and also Davis community and the Greater Sacramento community work. And then I got involved with the women's issues and the racism, and also really who does not have a voice and struggling people. I try to find that kind of work, and I try to just keep a promise to God what I promised. I got involved with the Charles Lee Defense Committee, who was really without committing any crime. That's a mistaken identity. And he was in prison for 10 years, and he was on a death penalty. We organized the defense committee, National Defense Committee, and he was able to come out as a free man. We organized Davis Asians for Racial Equality, and it's still there. And we still have a newspaper. The name of the newspaper is Currents. That is the Northern California voice of Asian American. Also, there was a Rainbow Coalition, African American, Asian American, Hispanic, Latino, and Native American. And the other one who gave me this first annual Martin Luther King Jr. Recognition Award, that was 2004. 1973, Presbyterian Church decided to pay attention to racial ethnic ministry. 10 different ethnic groups got together to organize the Ethnic Concerns Committee. So I represented the Korean American community there. So we had leadership development after we got to know each other, and the new church development program, and the youth leadership development. And it was just like a fire going, you know. So in that organization, one Japanese American minister was doing Japanese American oral history project. So I asked him, what are you doing? I didn't know anything about oral history that time. He said, Grace, if you want, I can help you. So I organized the committee, Korean American Oral History Project Committee. Then one person, her name was Sonia Sonu. She was already doing that, and she was willing to work with us. This is the one, the first book we published mainly with her material she worked on. Now, second book is coming soon. We interviewed 75 people. 3 of us are doing this second book together. Mr. K.W. Lee, well-known newspaper reporter, he's editor of this, and we sent one story a month last 4 years. So this is a Korean journal. And the young people told me they really enjoy reading those oral history. Then I got involved in Sacramento area. They started a Korean school and they asked me to become principal. So I said, I can do only 1 year. Every month, we had a teachers' workshop, how to develop teaching resources and about the philosophy of this kind of education. Korean American Coalition was organized 24 years ago in Los Angeles. And we have to advocate something for racial ethnic minority community. We need to be a voice in this country. So Luke and I agreed. I said, that's a great idea. So we became board of director. The 100 Asian American, Asian Pacific American organizations got together and formed a coalition. That's the capital. So we got involved representing Korean American community there. You know, can you imagine 100 organizations work together? So strong.